Hey there, I'm David. Welcome to Full Melt Extractions. If you're a bubble maker or you want to learn to be one, I'm here to help you gain the knowledge you need to elevate your craft to the next level. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about how I see my role as an extractor. As extractors, we can only reveal the quality that is already there. We contribute nothing to the quality of the product. That was already determined at the time of harvest. The vast majority of that, in fact, was determined at the time of the creation of the seed. Now, as growers or extractors, we can certainly mess up that quality by failing to provide the plant with all it needs, by handling or processing it incorrectly, or failing to concentrate, dry, or store it properly. But just realize that profile, that medicine, is already in the purest state that it could possibly be, and our job is simply to preserve that. And that particular genetic, that cultivar, is really the star of the show here. And the less obvious our influence is, the better we did. To use an analogy, as extractors, we're kind of like the prop crew, the set and costume designers, the makeup artists, the people working their craft in the background that you rarely ever even see, but nevertheless make the stars shine that much brighter for their time in the spotlight. Now, some of you might already be typing away in the comments, totally agree with you, man. Washing bubble is brainless. I could teach a monkey to wash bubble. Hold on there, bud. I think you're minimizing it a little more than I would. It's far from brainless, and to do it at a high level, like anything else, requires a lot of skill and technical knowledge, as well as a feel for the resin, particularly to work with the stickiest of the fresh Rosin. Don't get me wrong, I stand by every word I said, but what I said wasn't intended to minimize the role of the hash maker, but simply to place it in its proper context and perspective from my point of view. Others of you might already be typing away, David, come on, man, you don't give yourself enough credit. There's an art, there's a science to extraction. I won't argue that we don't do things to preserve that quality. There is an art and a science to it unquestionably. But when you think about it, when the trichomes are just sitting there on the plant, if you could just somehow simply remove those without any sort of sifting or extraction process, just sort of Star Trek transporter beam them into a drying box or a freeze dryer tray, that would be the most amazing quality that you ever tried. So literally, it's just the art of preserving the state of what's already sitting there on the plant is sort of the point I'm trying to make here. And it's for that reason that I say I always give credit to the breeders first. Not just the most recent breeders, but all the breeders down through the ages. From the pioneers who traveled the world collecting genetics, people who traveled out of pure passion to discover new cultivars and terroir expression of wild cannabis, who are the only reason a modern breeder is capable of doing their job properly. To the growers, second, who know how to give that plant everything it needs to grow and thrive and then step aside and allow it to fully express its genetics. And thirdly, to the extractor, for knowing the intricacies of working with cannabis resin and having the skills, tools, and knowledge to extract and preserve the result of all that. A grower can only grow as well as the genetics allow them to. An extractor can only showcase the work of the grower, breeders, and the pioneers behind it all. That's how I see it. Breeders first, growers second, extractor third. I'm not trying to minimize our role. I'm simply trying to put it in what I feel is the proper perspective. That's not me saying I don't take pride in what I do or recognize the role I play. I do. That's me saying I feel staying in a place of humility keeps me progressing and is a more useful and accurate way of looking at things. Excessive pride can lead to stagnation. You disagree with that perspective? I don't think your perspective is wrong. It just differs from mine. Feel free to share it in the comments. I will say comment sections in general, but in particular with these type of subjects, can be a bit coarse at times. Please always be respectful and kind when commenting. Doesn't mean you can't have a difference of opinion. Criticisms are welcome here. Just speak to others as you wish to be spoken to. So, if you haven't already, please join the discussion in the comments, rate the video, and if you want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to click that notification bell too if you want to be alerted of all future uploads. And if you want access to all my unlisted dab sessions and bubble tutorials, you can support the channel on Patreon for as little as $5.99 a month. And finally, you can go to fullmeltextractions.com to join the discussion forums and check out my free downloadable extraction manual PDF and instructional blog. And it's also the only place to buy the 5-gallon FMX bubble hash extractor. A high-quality, fully retrofitted machine complete with comprehensive manual and Zoom call support and all the gear and supplies you need to make a great batch of bubble. Just add bubble bags. This has been David with Full Melt Extractions. Thanks for washing and keep up that passion for the hashing. Happy hashing.